A group of girls said a male classmate sexually assaulted them. He was escorted from school in shackles, charged with crimes, spent an entire summer indoors with an ankle monitor. Finally, the girls admitted they made it up because they didn't fucking like him. That is absolutely insane that girls sat there, made up a story about a man and ruined his life. He could have committed suicide, stuck in his house, worried about being accused of something he didn't do, and they all have Instagram. And they deleted my Instagram saying I'm dangerous. Absolutely criminal.
Women are not always the victim, and this thinking needs to change. And as Andrew Tate says, it's absolutely criminal that women have the power to accuse men of something they didn't even do. Men are avoiding women at work simply because they are worried about women making unfounded charges or threats. Just imagine the mental consequences that boy will have to feel for the rest of his life.
So as a man, how you handle your season of being single has a great amount of influence over how you handle your season of being in a relationship. Because what most men do, not all, but most, in our single stage is we exercise our freedom. Not understanding that whatever we give ourselves to, we also build an appetite for. That we'll have to satisfy whether we stay single or get into another relationship. So when you were single, you were knocking off a bunch of friends, been there before myself, but now you want to take one person serious, and it's difficult because not only do you have to deal with the flashbacks you're going to have, and you will have them, you also might have to deal with them wanting to relive those experiences too. Like, what do you do when you're sitting next to the girl you want to be with and you get that text comes through like, let's run it back. You know, like, it gets tricky. That's a real slippery slope. So, man, we have to treat our single stage delicately because so much rides on it. Habits, your success, your work ethic, your focus, all of it. It's about the long game. And you can't live in the moment, and you can't be so submerged in the moment of you being single and you being free that you jeopardize your future.
Many women are demanding refunds for the highly promoted singles events they paid for, only to find that the event was a complete failure with no men in attendance. They are understandably upset after spending weeks preparing, carefully selecting outfits and applying makeup, only to end up sitting in a room with just the organizers, staring at each other. The reality is that men are no longer showing up to singles events. It would be fascinating to document and study these events to better understand how men are actually treated when they attend. Men have increasingly begun to avoid these gatherings because they believe they attract the leftover women, those who couldn't meet men through more typical avenues, such as online dating or social circles. From my observations, men avoid singles events for a variety of reasons. These events have become a frustrating waste of time, where men face constant rejection and disappointment, leading to even more frustration. Much like online dating, singles events are now seen as futile. Tired of endless rejection, men have turned to more natural ways of meeting women.
I can't see one single positive argument for staying single today. We're having a cigar the other day with this guy when we did the live podcast. He's 35 years old, makes millions, but he doesn't want to get married. He says, it's too risky getting married today. I said, it's too risky getting married today. I said, man, it's too risky staying single today. Like, what do you think life is all about? Pulling up to a restaurant in a Rolls Royce? For what? Who cares? Those people that say, what a nice car, don't give a about you. Everything about life is investing in things that outlive you. Man wants to live forever, but we're not going to. The only way you're going to get a glimpse of living forever is by what you build. You have kids, you raise them properly, they continue your last name, you write a book, you make music, you make movies, you make something that outlives you.
True. All of this is true. Well said.
Well said, soldier.
I would love if we could be honest and rebrand singles events as The Truth, which is a perfect place to meet your brand new platonic best friend. Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events. Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop it.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend. Y'all know I'm an event planner and I have a fish farm, and I advertised a Fishing for Love event where singles could come here and fish and have dinner and meet each other in person, not on a dating app. And 5 women RSVP'd yes, and 1 man. And even the 1 man that did RSVP did it through one of the ladies. Now, I did all of my marketing specifically towards men because I knew that the women would RSVP. I promoted the event on 45 different Facebook groups specifically about hunting, fishing, camping, country life, and all local to my area. I know that my post reached over 12,000 people specific to the age group, the gender, and the interests that I just described. And yet, no man RSVP'd.
Hey girl, what's up?
Hey girl, nothing much. What's up with you?
Girl, I'm chilling. What's going on with you?
I heard about your last online dating experience.
You did? Yeah, girl. Crazy.
Yeah.
I think I'm done with these dating apps.
I feel you. Well, I actually have an event for you to go to tonight.
For real? Where is it?
It's gonna be at my church. What?
Not
Girl,
going.
why? It's
No.
gonna be a lot of single dudes there.
Lies.
I am not lying. I'm for real.
Nah, I ain't messing with you because the last time you invited me to your church's singles event, it was all women there. Girl, might as well have been a ladies' night or something.
We had a good time the last time, remember?
What I remember was that we spent half the time praying for husbands when the husband should have been there that night at the event. No.
You're being dramatic. It was a few dudes there.
It was 3 guys there, and 2 of them were there with their girlfriend. And then the other one was there with his wife. At a singles event.
It wasn't that bad. I'm telling you, it's gonna hit tonight.
One key reason men avoid these events is that they often feel they're being treated as average and at the mercy of women's standards. For men who want to be seen as high-value individuals, attending singles events can be a terrible choice. In the past, these events were worth attending. Many men found their wives at them, and the women weren't considered leftovers. They were just seeking a way to meet men. However, with more options available today for women to meet men, the perception is that those who can't find a partner through these other channels are, in fact, leftovers. Let me give you an idea of the kind of women who frequent these events. They are often at the end of their options, yet they still believe they can be selective about men. The rejection and humiliation men face at these events are unparalleled. Women come to these events thinking they deserve to win over the best guy, the one who stands out the most. Imagine a scenario with 6 men and 8 women, where most of the women are only interested in 1 or 2 of the men. What happens to the other guys? The remaining men, often not even worth mentioning, may feel utterly discouraged when the women they talk to find them less appealing than another man. Perhaps one who is taller, wealthier, and in better shape. The frustration among men at these events has grown to such an extent that attendance has dwindled to the point where it's virtually non-existent. And now, women are understandably frustrated because they've been left with few options. Another significant issue is that many singles events are free for women to attend, which means men end up paying for the privilege of being rejected. It's similar to how bars and clubs offer free drinks to women to attract men. Men pay to attend these events, only to be presented with women they find unappealing. On any other day, they wouldn't approach the women they meet at these events unless there was no cost involved. Many women at these events are divorced, single mothers, or carry a lot of emotional baggage. Younger women tend to avoid these events, still exploring their options elsewhere, and may only attend once they've exhausted other choices, like their older sisters. Spending hundreds of dollars to sort through these leftover women is seen as a bad investment, a waste of both time and money. Furthermore, many of the women who do attend these events are mainly focused on finding a man who can meet their high standards. They are often under pressure to get married quickly due to the ticking of their biological clocks. They need a man to help them with the stress of balancing careers, children, and loneliness. These women are not necessarily looking for a true partner, but for someone who can fulfill their immediate needs, whether it's financial support or emotional relief. You'll often hear comments like, "I need a man to help with these bills," or, "If I don't find someone soon, I'll end up alone." What's especially troubling is that many of these women have no intention of being what men need in return, such as being traditional wives or supportive partners. They might be divorced or have failed in previous relationships because they weren't excellent partners to begin with. In a world where good partners are rare, no one lets a truly good partner go. Yet these women attend events hoping to find a man who still holds on to traditional values, values they themselves may not uphold. Men have recognized these patterns and, as a result, have checked out of the singles event scene. It's frustrating when men continue to attend these events, as it can come across as desperation, as if they can't meet women the normal way. It feels like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel, hoping for a miracle. Men need to step up and act in a way that aligns with their worth, rather than groveling for the scraps at singles events. Let's be clear. Attending singles events is not a good way for men to find a partner. Men shouldn't limit themselves to a narrow pool of women, especially when the options may not be ideal. As a man, you should have the confidence to choose a woman based on your own standards, not be stuck sorting through whatever happens to be available at these events. When you attend singles events, you're forced to sift through a selection of women that may not be what you're looking for, and even then, you may face rejection and disrespect. It's time for men to make better choices when it comes to finding a partner. And that concludes today's discussion on MGTOW Voice. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated on future videos. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video.